Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Speedgaming here. We've got ourselves a Semifinals Game 3 match between Nicola and Alexis. We've got our, this is the Speedgaming Live OOT Randomizer online tournament here. I'm Star, and I'll be soloing it on comms tonight, so should be interesting to see how this goes. Looks like we have here today an opponent start, and we'll see how, and then we'll see how the rest of the seed goes out here. This is game 3 between the two runners. They each took one of their first two games. Alexis took game 1 and lost game 2, so we'll see who takes this game, since the winner of this will move on to face Mario in the final. Also, thank you to Virgil and to Warren Shiloh for doing the tracking today, so they couldn't keep me on track, because this is going to be a bit of a quiet one here with just me on comms. We'll be going pretty shortly, and we'll see how this goes. The winner gets to face Mario in his championship winning hardware. Mario has won several SGL. Mario and his Wii have won several SGL in-person tournaments. Yes. And Mario's, of course, won quite a few online things by now over the years. There we are. Okay, there's that 15-second countdown for Cola, so we'll be off shortly. And hi there, as we are off. Going to have some media hints here as usual, which tells us Jabu, Kokiri, Domain, and River are foolish. Okay, some real nice early hints. We are basically not going to be seeing Child Zora area into Jabu unless it is a medallion, unless it is a required dungeon we have to. And I guess we might not be seeing Midas House either today, so interesting early foolishes. Certainly no early river play from our runners, given that River and Domain are both foolish, so no real reason to go there. And for a regular old CAC opener, sometimes runners do early river, but again, that's foolish, so we're not seeing that. Just gonna get some early items, get some early hints, see where we are in terms of the early game. Man on Roof is Hurt Piece. And as far as tunics go, I quite like Coleg's jet black tunic. More meh on the kind of greenish tunic Alexis has. Dark Link and River Chest are both junk. And a wallet. Okay. Terribly useful to get a wallet here, though I suppose it's tunic logic if we need to do Fire Temple, but otherwise we don't really care. Little Song of Storms, okay. Nothing so far here in CAC, just a wallet, which doesn't actually do anything for us this early in the seed. Quality of life, maybe, but that's really about it. Oh, actually, those are fire arrows that are in the crate. Okay, well, again, not necessarily very much thing we're gonna see. We're certainly not. Nobody's going to go to Foolish River to buy beans in any case for fire arrows, but good info to have. Mostly for logic more than anything else. I don't think either runner will bother picking them up. And Dumpy Race is going to give us a whole lot of nothing. Alright, well, that is med check for Cola. Deku Forest, Spirit, Jabu, and Water. We're doing Foolish Jabu today. Yay! Gotta love it when the game does that to us. And then Shadow's pre-completed, that's always nice. DC and Fire being our two Burning Cack medallions is kind of annoying if we have to do that. Since we found absolutely nothing of interest as adult, basically, we're going child, and hopefully going to find something in market. Child Cack or the Well, perhaps, because we're out of checks to do as adult. We don't have a lot. I guess we could go to GTG for the Stalfos chest, but who's going out to GTG for the Stalfos chest right now? That would be a lot nicer if this entire place wasn't hinted Foolish game. Central Pillar of Water Temple is a small key. Okay. That is actually, by the way, fun fact, logical access to child domain without ZL, or a scale, or explosives, which is kind of funny, although again, really not going to matter, given, really unlikely to matter given how much of that area is Foolish. Although something being Zora's Fountain would be really quite rude. Central Pillar being a key means we probably might logically need that wallet on... might logically need that wallet that we got out of CAC, but that's about it. CL on Burning CAC would not surprise me at all, Virgil, given the medallion layout here. Right now, though, we just need items. Our runners have found, well, absolutely nothing, really. We've got a couple songs, we've got a wallet, we know where fire arrows are, and we can technically actually go get them with that child spawn, although, again, nobody's going to bother. Hey Trixie, so in these settings, Speedgaming Live uses a modified version of your typical main tournament setting. So this is just your regular base item shuffle. We shuffled the crate, we shuffled the chest, we shuffled the NPC mini games like this one here on Talon's Chickens. The songs are shuffled with each other, the medallions are shuffled with each other, and small keys and big keys are both in their own dungeons, where shit on Talon's Chickens is required. We don't have anything like crates or pots or scrubs or anything like that, and to beat the game they need the 3 spiritual stones, Spirit being one of them, which is why they need that mirror shield, to open the Rainbow Bridge to Gan's Castle, and then they'll need the Shadow and Spirit medallions to get to the Gan's Castle boss key. And then we get Sorry Song on Smalin. To make child lessons a little bit better, they will probably be going good there soon. Shikiri is Foolish, but they don't really have anything else to do, so... yeah, it's the Sykes do expect a Lost Woods play, perhaps Valley Lake as well. They might end up in the well, depending on just how dry this start ends up being, because They still don't have items right now for all functional purposes. Mirror Shield is nice, but it doesn't actually do anything for them right now. Cola's about to find this laughably bad child spawn. Is going to head downriver here, grab some hints, and maybe buy a bean while he's at it. I think this is just going to be him routing over, probably towards Kokiri from this point. Actually, it might not even be worth it to go for the hints here, honestly. But he's just going to take this out to field, I'd expect. Maybe grab some beans on the way, but there's nothing you really want to do in here. And yeah, he thought about grabbing the chicken for the grottos, but decided, yeah, this is foolish. I don't really know if it's worth it. Buying a couple beans, we might need them, depending on... You know, perhaps one for Crater, one for Crater Colossus Lake. They're not going for the fire arrows. And Alexis, I'm not surprised, is doing Valley Lake here. And actually, now looking at the sun there, that's a good time of day for Kola to do Dompe digging, which is good, nice timing for him. Routing that with the well. And so, again, nothing to do. We'll start 20 and 30 skulls hints here, see if the game wants to do that today. 20 skulls is a loopy, and 30 skulls is a magic meter. Oh boy, hope we don't need that. Shadow is pre-completed, so we don't need a magic for that at least, but we do need a magic to beat the game at some point. I forget if a magic unlocked magic can be in a pre-completed dungeon, but I'm hoping for their sakes it can't, because that would really quite suck. Stompe is... what is that? Fish bottle. Okay. That also doesn't do anything? Kokiri Sword on the waterfall does do a lot more, though, for Alexis. He'll take that immediately. And, okay, we don't have to worry about the woods target. It's our paperweight. Good to know. The other wood target hint. Thanks, game. Alexis sadly, although understandably, did not get beans when he was in Child River earlier. There's a bow in the well. But Alexis cannot plant a bean for Adult Lake, which is in logic. Again, our child spawn does put beans in logic, as we see a bomb lock big chest for Cola in the well we cannot get without explosives. Because the game still isn't giving us items! And a silver scale, okay, in the well. Bit less useful than it would normally be, although I have no idea what Alexis saw in the letter spot. Since, again, Child Spawn is our logical river at domain access immediately, because game has that for jokes of some variety, as child fishing is yet more junk. The bow does give us a couple of checks in GTG, also opens up HBA and Big Pose, which, as well as the adult shooting gallery, so those are nice. That's also our first access to blowing up Link the Goron, so there's that to consider. Okay, that's our second small key, nothing on that bomb lock check. Oh, big chest on the lake leg. That is ZL lock, because we had a ZL lock small key. As we find, the Frogs 2 is dead, because no. Something tells you are getting a Valley to Goma path today? Quite likely, yes. And no, game. That's not what we wanted. And, well, we need a boomerang. I'm not sure that's the thing we wanted to see right now, but we do need it. And nothing in the basement. The only thing Boomerang does right now for us is I think that gets us 30 skulls, and that's about it. We can't even do anything really with that magic meter, so that's not saying much. Although I guess it puts the lens game in logic. Maybe. Would be a pretty tight 30 skulls. But we are heading straight for the Deku Tree for Alexis, who is going to go see what's here. And Richard is more junk! London Ranch's path to Twin Rova for that mirror shield. Yep, thank you. Not very helpful. And this is Skola heading to Lost Woods. I was wondering where he was going, but that makes sense with the scale now. And Childside Spirit has a recovery heart and a small key. Good to know. And Song is Minuet. Well, that doesn't do a whole lot right now. Gerudo's Fortress is path to Phantom Ganon, so we will definitely be going there soon. Could be first Hookshot or a Strength upgrade, since we already have a bow. And so far, more nothing in the Deku Tree, who'da thunk. As we see... Okay, yes, thank you. Double copy of that path. And Chickens is dead. Good hit. Here hint is found. Icy Waters is dead. Cola not going to be able to do the Deku Tree since he hasn't been to Valley yet, although so far it's not making much of a difference since we haven't seen anything here yet, although there is a big chest on the far side as I say that. And Skullkid is even more junk. Okay. We can turn that in. Not sure how useful it'll be. Bigorn is sometimes in these settings, but that's a thing. It's also another skill for Alexis. Not sure how many he's up to. The stream quality is so pixelated I can't read that. Yeah, Trixie, this has been a spectacularly slow start. Cole's going to go grab the song off Minuet, and I'd expect he will he'll probably go over to Fortress soon, following that path, because we really don't have anything to do. Song of Time there on Minuet, okay. Okay, there we go. Took a couple tries, but Alexis did get B1 skip. Yeah, this is one of those seeds where once we get unstuck, we could potentially find a lot of stuff, but it really depends on where our items are. We have a bow, we have a Pona song, and we've got a bottle of boomerang, and yeah, this seed's pretty I think the bow might be the most valuable item we have right now, and that's saying something. This is Kola going to buy a Goron tunic on pretty low health. Fire is not necessarily required, but might be nice to have. That Goron tunic here to survive the area. Just for general money, really, as Kola is going to head out on foot. This is the fortress play I was expecting. We'll probably get a big bow on the way as well, since we can do that with a bow in a bottle. Some of the only other things we can do with this seed. And Deku Tree was... unless that claim check has something, Deku Tree was a bust. Which is kind of surprising given how dead this start has been, but okay. Is showing off a Poe we really don't see very often. I'd honestly forgotten this particular one existed. Kola does play quite a lot of random settings as well, so is familiar with doing all of the big Poes from that, but normally we don't tend to see that big Poe. Good game knowledge from Kola's side to get that. He'll also pick up Open Grotto here, which we know was nothing. As Alexis clears Lost Woods for more nothing. Oh, this is absolutely a fortress play for that Phantom Ganon path for Kola. He has nothing else of particular meaning to do. I do hope he checks Valley here while he's at it, because that would get him that Kokiri sword he needs. I'm not sure when he's getting it otherwise until he finds a Goma path, which who knows where that's at in the seed. did not catch what was on Hamrocks, though I assume it was likely a small item. Well, we can't get it in any case, so... And Killa is just heading straight for Fortress. He is rushing that path, understandably. Unfortunately, is going to be short a Kokiri sword for a bit. And seeing boost strats on the Gruder Guard because we don't have a hookshot to do the usual strats. Hookshot, in fact, is probably in here. Ocarina of Memory game was a Deku Shield of Virgil, so nothing of use. Epona getting stuck on the hill here. There we go. And this is Minya pickup for Alexis, who is also going to find that Fortress to Goma path now. And Kola's hoping it's here on HBA because I was going to say we can full clear Fortress, but we can't. We actually don't have... The problem is we don't have a hookshot or hover boots to get the roof. Alexis is going adult, so unfortunately will be short a bow from the well. Hey Nerford, welcome in. We've got an incredibly dry start, as HBA is intact our path, strength 1 on HBA, 1500. Actually, Alexis can't get that since first bow's in the well, and Alexis skipped that. Not unless he's going to go straight back there, but I don't know about that. He might, since although he now knows that Fortress is path, he actually can't. He actually can't get anything there without a hookshot, a pair of hover boots, or a bow. I think that was him perhaps just hoping Zeal was on Minuet, which there was a decent chance of it, but no such luck. And Double Wallet does absolutely nothing for us. Thanks! Yeah, Nerfer, this has been a really, really, really dry start. We've seen... I think our bow's the most useful item of the seed so far. We've got both wallets, we've got a Zora tunic, we've got a claim check of dubious use. We've got a handful of songs, a couple of patents. Yeah. It's been a super slow start. I'm also soloing comms today, so apologies if it's a snore. HBA was not hinted segue. I did not see what was the size of the chest on Fortress Roof, but I am assuming the path is that strength. Nothing in the middle of the maze. I'm always horrible at peeking it, so I can't tell you much beyond that. Small chest here and heart chest there. Strength right now, we still don't actually have Forest Temple access because that was a strength and not a hookshot on the HBA. But strength, I think the biggest thing that gets us right now is going to be access to DC. Alexis and Child Cack during the day, so is going to do chickens for what we know is a dead check. And is also going to... And it's going to miss out on Dompe digging. I think that's a small chest on the roof, so we won't miss out. But we'll get a confirmation look from Kula. Actually not sure where he's going, given he can't actually get the item here on the roof. Even though he's heading that way. Yep, that's small. Alright. Yeah, Alexis will miss not hitting here, but we know that was junk, so not a big deal. And he will also find out that 30 skulls is a magic. Yeah, that's our second time we've seen the skill house hints nerf her. 30's a magic, which is probably just about in logic with a boomerang and bottle. Doesn't do anything most likely, although that does put the lens minigame in logic. It's about the one thing it does right now. We do know fire arrows are around the graveyard crate, although they don't really do a whole lot. Shadow is our pre-completed dungeon of the day, so double magic is likely to be available somewhere. There's not a lot magic lock this seed, but you never know. I do expect both runners will likely just pick up skulls on the way as they will, just in case that magic is required, but it's not a priority for either of them. Across the wasteland here for Cola, see what the song is, and I'll fall down this pit. Whoops. Thinking of play all the way up DMT to get DMT storms. Oh, good point from chat. Cola's going to get choose too. Good idea, since this has been a seriously dry start. There's our second shot spirit hint. Not very helpful game. Oh, and Alexis is passing time of day. Actually, pretty nice time of day routing to go grab Dompe. Very nice. I'm gonna say this is kind of a slow hike just for that one check, but it does work out for him. We know it's nothing, but it's nice to have that peace of mind to get us out of the way, especially on a seed where you really don't have items. You don't want to leave any if you can. And Lexus is going to pick up some more skulls here too. I don't know how many he's at, but he'll be pretty close to 10, I think. Okay, that's 4 skulls, I think. Yeah. And actually, no, never mind. Davi wasn't necessarily junk, he was our first bottle. Correction. So yeah, that might not be junk, depending on what Big Pose has, though Kola hasn't turned that in yet. Bottle for Alexis, and Kola picks up here ZL on the Colossus. Alright, that's nice to have. I have no idea what's on the right hand. What's on the arch? Chat's going to have to enlighten me on that one. And Forest is Path to Morpha. Okay, well, good to know. Still can't get in there without a hookshot, but that's good info. Gonna be long shadow irons in there, which, okay, thank you. And Kola's heading back child immediately. I'm a little surprised here. I probably would have taken Look in DC with Strength and Choose, but okay. Didn't even turn in Big Pose, which I would have at least done that to free up the bottle and check what that is. There's a couple other things that could be in Forest Virgo, depending on where that hookshot is. First explosives would be hilarious. You know, first explosives can't be a double. Can't be the hinted item, although first explosives in Forest would be hilariously rude. Could be something leading to Longshot or Irons also. But yeah, kind of depends on things. So you do get, this is that bow for Alexis, and first token of the seed for Kola, eek. Alexis is about to pick up his skill here, which curious to see if well, actually, which is funny because this skill actually does a bit less than usual logically. In most seeds, that would be our first access to River, but well, aside from the fact that River's foolish, we also have Child Spawn in River, so that kind of negates most of it. Oh, right. Took me a sec to understand what you were asking, Segway. The hint priority is the Gans Castle Rainbow Bridge before the Gans Castle Bosky. So since it's 3-stone bridge, the stones take priority before the Mets. So our stones today are Deku, Forest, and Spirit. Our two required medallions are Jabu and Water. Now that's why it couldn't be Path first Explosives in Forest Temple, because we need that to be Spirit. And I should also point out that those stones are not from Link to the Past at all, and Link to the Past has pendants. And I would know because I commentate LTTPR just quite a bit as well as OTR and Z2R, and I've been learning Z1R comms lately. Oh, and Koa's going back to the spec test. Well, okay, that actually makes some sense, which gives us... That's not what we wanted, game! Shadow's pre-completed and we know where fire arrows are, and we know... Shadow's pre-completed, we know where fire arrows are, and we have a bow. That gens is completely useless. Sorry, what's the second bottle? I didn't catch what you're implying, Virgil. So you do get more chews on Dead Hand, very nice. Oh, there's a second bottle on the CL Lock Big Chest. Got it. Alexis is a winner from Richard, which doesn't actually feel very good given how terrible this start is. But Alexis is off to a duel here. I didn't catch what was in letter spot earlier, but I'm assuming it was useless because Alexis is not going back for it. We did see all 3 keys in the well, so Dead Hand is an item. I don't think it'll take Alexis long to do the desert crossing to get his ZL. Fortress is hinted path, he can clear it, and oh, that's gross game. Strength 2 on Dead Hand. Thankfully, I assume Alexis also saw that big chest that's bomb locked, which turned out to be a Din's Fire of uselessness, but that'll send him back for Strength 2. Scale was in the well coffin segue. That's in logic. Strength 2 is not because ZL is extremely out of logic. We don't have Colossus access of any kind right now. And we need ZL to get that Strength 2, because you can't get Dead Hand behind without it. Yes, Segway, we did... Yeah, Scale is not actually all that useful this seed, because our Child Spawn is at the top of Zora's River from Domain, so... Scale and Letter Spot is, I assume, dead because Alexis saw it earlier without a skill and hasn't gone back. So my assumption is that the scale is largely worthless. Big Pose is a required item that doesn't actually do anything right now. Thanks! So Alexis won't miss that either for turning that in immediately, but that doesn't help us at all, game. Bottom of the well is path to Baronade. There was a boomerang on the like chest. Thank you. And you're fine, Segway. I appreciate having the people to engage with in chat because, as you guys can tell, I am on solo comms tonight, and it's not very interesting to be talking to myself. But this is Alexis heading to Fortress now. He'll pick up his Strength 1, and then we'll see where and then probably cross the wasteland after that. And Kola is going back to CAC here. Gonna check Reed at Grotto, do Adel Archery, and I'd assume go into DC after that. Did you get another big chest? With even more chews. Sadly, just our 5-pack. And Alexis has last 200 rupees, so he can also go and buy some more, buy some shoes for himself from the carpet salesman. Kola basically just Alexis basically following Kola in terms of current progression, although he has gotten DC up on Kola. Kola safe quit out of Ranch and found himself in River, routed to Kokiri, and then Field from there versus Alexis walked out of Ranch to Valley and got his Kokiri sword from there. So Alexis is they're actually pretty close at the moment, though it depends on when Kola gets that Kokiri sword a bit. There wasn't really anything in Deku. It's a claim check, which we haven't turned in yet. That's about it. Where's her first ball back? That's a really good question, honestly. I would not be surprised to see it be vanilla in DC at this point. We're running out of places for it. It's probably not here in the Composer Grave, mostly because ZL's not in Logic, although we do actually have Magic and a Fire Arrows in Logic, so that's not the issue. And Requiem. Okay, game, we're logically required to cross the wasteland, which means we need Longshot or Hover Boots. Where are those? Who knows? And Alexis fell down a pit. Going to go check GPG, and I assume he bought shoes before checking the Beamos chest, and also do HBA while he's here. That actually makes sense. I assume he'll probably cross after to get ZL after that, but needs a bit more money to go pay for HBA and the GTG entry. It's not the shooting gallery, but I assume it was even more junk for Kola. How long does it run on this average? Well, it depends on the settings in the runner's G-chat, but for these settings and these runners, this usually takes between an hour and 45 minutes and 2.5 hours. We've seen a couple seeds go closer to an hour 40. There's been a couple of seeds that have gone closer to 3 hours. But hour 40 to 2.5 hours should be the vast majority of seeds for these settings in these runners. Oh, and child shooting and adult shooting was the blue bee, thank you. And for those just joining, we are looking at an incredibly dry start to the seed. We still don't have a hookshot or a logical bomb bag. We've gotten one dungeon beat between our runners, and we have no more beatable right now with our current inventories because the game is being rude. There might be something in Ice Nerf Herd, but we don't have logical access to Ice to note because we don't have any way of crossing the wasteland. Take a peek at the Goron City maze here. Looks like there's a big chest on the left side, so in we go. As Alexis has picked up his path strength out of Fortress. And this very, very out of logic check is a very useless slingshot. Thanks, game. Surprise Cola didn't get the hint here, but didn't want to lift a rock, I guess, so we won't be getting that information, sadly. We are still missing our Burning Cat hint, probably not very helpful, our Skull Mask hint, which would be a rude spot for first explosives or hookshot. And we're also missing our last path hint, which would be really nice, among a couple other things. The one is in logic, but it's just a blue pea. And I've got absolutely no idea what's on the crater. Chat will have to enlighten me. I can't tell even on a good day, and today isn't it. Chat's got no idea either. Well, good to know. We can't get that anytime soon, as it were. We don't have hovers, we don't have Valero. Yeah. And chickens is still dead. Thank you, we knew that. We would like some more useful hints. Key on the Beamos chest for Alexis. And one on the freestanding. And now Alexis is going to go across the wasteland, pick up ZL, and follow from Kolo from there. DMT Ferry is a new check. And we're nothing. Yippee! Two skulls for Cola. Again, 30 skulls might be our first magic meter. Magic doesn't lock a ton in this seed, but it could be that could be our first one. And yeah, that's our foolish hints of the day. Jabu, Kakiri, Domain, and River. So, kind of annoying to have to deal with that set today. Especially because, of all things, our child's save quit is the top of River from Domain, which is very rude. Well, that's what we've got. And yeah. I strongly suspect our logical bomb bag is probably vanilla or French vanilla here in DC. We're running really, really low on checks between our runners. And our other paths so far aren't terribly helpful. For Ranch Twin River for the Mirror Shields. Fortress to Phantom Gain for a strength upgrade, which gets us into DC here. Forest to Morpha is going to be Irons or Longshot most likely, and Boomerang is the path to Baronade in the well. Oh hey, there's a hint for there's a hint for Well Dead Hand for that strength upgrade and bomb shoes. Also, hey Mel. Well, the boomerang Baronade is confirmed the boomerang, not only because, well, duh, it's the boomerang, but also because, well, the strength has been hinted, it's severely out of logic besides. And the scale actually doesn't do a whole lot because of our child spawn being where it is. Killa did buy a couple beans earlier, although he hasn't planted any of them. Adult Lake is one of the outstanding options for checks if this DC turns out to be nothing because we're running out of checks again, logically. And oh, Kola skipped that. Kola did not do Colossus Fairy. Okay, that's a bit of an oops from Kola, since this happens sometimes where you pick up ZL and Colossus, you have Explosive, and you just forget all about the fairy. I've seen that several times. Kola will be the first runner to do that and won't be the last. But it might not matter as... Did I call that Vanilla Bombag game? Nope, that's not helpful. No, I guess it's nice to have, but that doesn't do anything for checks. But we're gonna just take a look here in Spirit for Alexis. We know there's a key on Child side. We have to have a key on Boulder's chest to continue, because we don't have a hookshot for this chest. And we have another out of logic big chest for Kola here, is more choose. Okay, game. Yeah, lots and lots of bait. I'm honestly not sure we're seeing our logical explosive sub-hour at the rate we're going, almost 51 minutes in here. We might not need said logical explosives, but I'm rather curious. And we are child locked out of Spirit Temple. Bosky on the adult side. So I think that was junk on the compass chest, although chat can correct me. And Lexus didn't do his SFM hints earlier, I don't think, because he just grabbed the songs from both ages and left. But he's gonna route this over to Goron City or Crater and all that here. I'm curious to see what Big Goron has, since that was basically the only item in the Deku Tree. And if that's something that could really help Alexis. Not needing to go back child for the strength 2 in the well will also be nice, and although he will do so at least for the he'll at least do that just to grab his small key at some point, but that might not be urgent right now. And nothing on Ulfus Gradu. Nothing on King Dodongo either, so I am honestly surprised that DC has been a bust. We got a BGS, we got a out of luggage Chu pack, and that's it. I honestly thought there would be more than that. Given how low on checks we are doing. Ice Cavern has Sun Song, got it, thank you. Which, well, okay. Doesn't really do much for us information-wise, but sure, I guess we're probably going to put off Casey's skip for a bit longer. Now that it's top of their priority list, I think right now, they don't really need songs per se. It's severely out of logic and everything in the area is foolish, so... Cola Backchild here, having run out of checks to do as adult again. Is it logical to populate Lostwood score on City Boulders from the Lostwood side? I don't think so, no. Because you have to abuse OOT's really funky collision for that. If you, with a bow that is, obviously explosives work from both directions. And Gerudo Valley is Patagoma. Okay, good hint for Cola. He'll get his Kokiri sword here in a bit, and then be pretty disappointed because there really isn't anything in in Deku Tree. Okay, and Bird and Cack is Nocturne, which would be concerning in most seeds except Shadows pre-completed. Great. So between Bolero and Serenade, one's on OT, the other's in Crater, which we can't get because we don't have Bolero's hovers or a hookshot. And game, that's not our logical bomb bag! Nice find, but that's not in logic. That is logically bomb locked. I can't even get out the hammer. Nothing much on bowling either, and Alexis just clearing Crater. I'm got the one thing really Alexis, the difference between Alexis and Cola mostly, the difference in strength upgrades isn't really going to matter a whole lot unless OGC is something, which would be very rude. But I'm curious to see what Bigoron has. It's a sometimes sit in these settings, and Alexis has that claim check from the Deku tree that Akola will be getting here in a bit, but it could be nice. This could be really good for Alexis if this is our first hook shot on Bigoron. I was going to see Tech Grotto for Cola. Well, he'll see it. I don't think I'll be able to catch what the item is because I'm bad at it. Or, okay, Heart Piece. And nothing on Bigoron. Oh well. Okay, Deku was a bust then, aside from being required for the stone. And we're back to the what's left in logic for the what's left in logic or just left overall in the seed. 10 skulls hasn't been checked. Our 30 skulls magic meter is in logic between our boomerang and our bottle, which gives us lens gain in logic. We have Beans access for Adult Lake. We could do a couple more checks in the back of GTG by doing hookshot less GTG out of logic. And we could climb Spirit out of logic. Mostly out, well, yeah, actually completely out of logic because we have no Spirit access. I'd have to get out an emo tracker, but I believe 30 skills a bottle, and we do have a strength upgrade. Should about put it in Nerf Herd. But I will. But now that you say that, I am pulling up emo tracker to verify what our logic is for skulls. Right, I had this last open to a Z2R tracking pack. Gonna go pull that up while we watch our runners do some checks we've already seen from the other side. Stinks. Okay, yep. Logic says, after plugging in our full logical inventory, there are 32 skulls in logic right now. Actually, make that 33 skulls in logic. I forgot to mark the Gerudo card. But yeah, 30 skulls is in logic. It's really tight, but it is in. About 32, 34 skills in logic, so fairly tight 30 skills, but magic is in. Thought it would be, but not very nice. 30 skulls, Samca is our magic meter. It doesn't do a lot, but it does put the lens minigame in logic, and we really are that low on checks, so it's a non-zero possibility, although our runners will be really quite mad, I think, if that's the progression this seed. I will die of laughter, personally, if that's our first hook shot. Cola, I'm pretty sure you saw this was hinted to be a paperweight, but in any case, not a big deal, since he hasn't done our Create a Memory game yet. Alexis is running out of choose, but also not a big deal, because there is more on the bridge chest here, so... And we'll be epically disappointed by a not vanilla bomb bag. Or what is not a vanilla bomb bag here. I was thinking it would be, but nope. Game isn't quite like that. We don't really know Spirit Key logic yet, Segway. We have no access to Spirit Temple, and actually all of Spirit is magic locked today because ZL's at Colossus and Requiem's in the Composer Grave. So, is Spirit magic locked? Yes, actually, because you need it to get across the wasteland. Logically. Seeing Childgoran City here for Cola, which is about 8 different kinds of out of logic right now, given that we don't have logical ZL, logical explosives, much of anything else right now. Logical fire, we don't have logical fire source. Well, we actually have a logical fire source, but that doesn't help when you don't have a logical bomb bag to do anything with it. Oh yeah, we also don't have Skull Mask hint, which that might be required, given how little we have left in the game. Wasteland is not in logic, Segway. We don't have Wasteland Crossing in logic. And Windfox, who cares about logic? Well, the runners probably don't too much, but they do have to find a first hookshot at some point, and they're running out of checks for it. I care about logic because I have to talk about something here for the next hour and a half at the rate we're going, at least. Since I'm the only person on comms tonight. Unless one of you wants to come bail me out of solo comms, which would be much appreciated. Nothing on the Goron Pat. I'm operating off the assumption, honestly, that our first bomb bag is on one of our 10 remaining in logic checks. And that either first talk shot or first bomb bag has to be available very soon because we're running really low on checks. Yeah, I'm currently writing out a list of in-logic checks. We have 10 skulls, the lens game, adult fishing, lab roof, yeah, we have a lot less than 10 checks left in logic. Yeah, Deku just had a claim check, which got us a stick, so nothing at all. And Lex is getting more chews. We saw Child Lake earlier from Alexis. There was nothing on Child Fishing and Child... And I'm assuming the letter spot was nothing because he would have gone back there by now if it was. And there's our first hook shot. 10 skulls. I think that might have been a fourth to last location for restream because that's how many checks I have written down. That is incredibly rude game. But that's a really good find for Alexis. Cola is behind on skulls. He hasn't picked up a lot of them yet, and I hope he'll pick up at least 1 or 2 in Deku. He's got to know that 10 skulls is likely something with how little there is left in the seed. I know he's got at least a couple, but not a lot. There's that claim check for Cola, which I was thinking that might be something useful earlier, but nope, that was just a stick. So Deku is a required stone, and that's all that it is. Okay, Virgil says Cola has 5 skulls because she knows because she's tracking him. Fair enough. So that'll be 6 and 7 for him here. And off to Forest Temple for Alexis. So we're finally going to see some more progression, another required dungeon beaten. This is Path to Morpha, so there is going to be a long shot or iron boots in here, and there's probably going to be a logical bomb bag while we're at it too. The seed, as I realize as I stare at the tracker here, and Alexis is continuing to collect skulls because you do not want to risk there's skull 12. You don't want to risk that 30 skulls is your only magic meter and that you really get stuck because you need that to beat Ganon. But we're actually the other Morpha path item from Go Mode, possibly. Because we know one of Longshot or Irons should be in here, and then we just need the other one, whatever, to beat the game, actually. Logic is kind of behind, but yeah, we're not far from, we're just a water kit from Go. We can full clear Spirit here at this point for this inventory for Alexis. He's a little low on shoes, but he's got that wallet. He's got 2 wallets. If he has to, he'll just reverse Wasteland and buy some more, so I'm not too concerned. Actually, no, I forgot one thing. We need Water Kit and Ruto's Letter correction. I forgot we still don't have that. Jabu is a required medallion, and is this our logical bomb bag game? Nope, that doesn't help at all. Our first strength upgrade is in logic, our other two are not. They actually have different strength 2s. There's that boss key for Alexis on the island. Alexis has his strength 2 from Colossus Fairy, which Cola just forgot about. Whoops, after getting ZL from Colossus. And choose from the Carpet Salesman. And Alexis hasn't been back to the well yet for his strength. What it'll be his strength 3. He does know it's there. He got a hint for it. I don't think he really cares at the moment. But he might do that in his next child cycle. But not a priority right now. And so for Cola, I think he's up to 8 or 9 now, so he is getting there on 10 skulls. Couple skulls behind Alexis, who's at like 13 or so, I think. Actually, no, it might be. I think he's at like 15. Or he'll be at about like 15, 16 coming out of Forest. New Sun Song, that's a nice, and I don't think they're rushing that right now, given that it's locked behind one of their Go Mode items of Ruto's Letter. That's something to note. Kala's gonna climb Child Spirit here. Doesn't have a fire source for adult, or yeah, it doesn't have a magic meter to use his dunes for adult Firelock checks. This makes sense. The climb has 1 key, which means that we are, well, all those spirits magic locked because we have to cross the wasteland to get Zeal to get Requiem today. Out of Composer Grave, but or extra fire locked because there is going to be a key on map for Sunblock here. Forest is currently proving to be a snooze for Alexis. Has found Air's Love, and that's it so far. Arguably, the more useful thing he's found here are the skulls, honestly. $15 for him, so yeah, he'll be at 16 coming out of Forest. Yeah, nothing on Sunblock Chest, so we are out for Cola. Cola safe quitting is going to plant a bean, although I'm not sure where he's planting it. Maybe thinking about an ice play. Bean isn't required to get to ice. In fact, ice is still extremely out of logic without ZL or Rudos, but it does. But the River Bean does make it a little faster, I guess. Or no, yeah, no, I was gonna say that. Okay, Idle Lake makes more sense though for that. Bean. Kola thinking about his remaining in-logic checks, which are very low indeed, and Adult Lake is one of them. Oh, those are blue fire arrows in the letter spot. Yeah, I don't blame Alexis for not going back for those. They're nice to have, but we don't need it. And there's a big chest here for Alexis. Which is... no. That's not our path. Our first bottle's on Dompe digging. Here's Skull grabs his leg skulls as well. He's got pretty good time of day for it, and 10 skulls is one of his only remaining in-logic checks, and 30 skulls is possibly his only magic meter, so I would consider it at least here, given how low you are on things to do. Kak is some good skulls for Kola. The thing is, he's done pretty much everything there as a child, so it'd be kind of a pain to go back just for the skulls. Because he's full clear the well, he's done down pay, he knows chickens are dead, so there's not really much for Kola to do in Child Kak. Yeah, nope, Prelude it is. Big chest for Alexis. There's Iron Boots, okay. We are Longshot and Lid are from Go mode then. Gonna clear Adult Spirit for Kola in the meantime, which also makes sense, or clear as much as he can, correction, because he still doesn't have a hookshot. Although logical longshot could be in here if hover boots are available somewhere. We don't know where those are at. Rudest place for longshot to be? Hammer chest would be really bad. We know it's not vanilla because that's been hinted. Burning Kak is Nocturne, but Shadow Temples are Light Medallion and pre-completed, so we don't care much about that. Nor nothing for Alexis on the checkerboard chest. Wasteland would be a really bad spot for a long shot, yeah. And we do have a big chest for Kola here on the Adult Climb, which is... no thanks. That's completely useless. Wood's target was hinted dead. That's locked behind, in fact, a child ranged weapon for Child Side Spirit and a number of other things. That's extremely out of logic for a lot of different ways, so we don't really care. Pillow having to save quit to get back to adult side because he missed the jump, so to the hand, so he has to go back up. So Alexis is getting close to the end of forest here, finishing off the purple poo. And 17 skulls, I think that was for Alexis. Yeah, I think either 16 or 17 skulls for Alexis there in Forest Basement. Big chest was selfless junk. And Spirit Invisible left is junk, Invisible right's another key, which I think it probably almost had to be. ER, so actually there's a couple spots left for our last key. So. G down for Alexis. And that's rude, game. That is rude. All right, long shot on long shot on Phantom Ganon, sure. Yeah, Cola needs Rudas to be someplace goofy at this point. He's doing all of Adult Spirit and not terribly efficiently right now without a hookshot, and we know that there is only one hookshot available in this seed. It's on 10 skulls, you guys. Yeah, long shots on PG. Game's got jokes. Alexis is going to go... Cola falls off the wall. Oops. Alexis is going to go do Child Spirit, and I assume he probably is going to run to Adult Spirit, clear that, clear water, and then hope Boomerang, and then hope Rudo's letter shows up somewhere on the way. Okay, second time's a charm for Cola in the wall. Barrett was a snooze, not too surprising. And that is skull number 7. Okay, that's 17 skulls for Alexis. Grabbing the key, and yep, he's going just straight back adult. As Kula is going to... Kula's going to check Colossus Fairy and feel a little sad about this strength 2. Or what'll be his strength 3. This is Alexis's strength 2. Neither in logic because we still haven't found our logical bomb bag somehow. But I don't know. I don't think either runner cares very much. Yes, not too surprising there was nothing in Spirit, since, yeah, true, that logic is telling us that that's about the last thing in logic, apparently, this seed. As there's that strength for Cola. Cola's also going to head back to GTG, it looks like. Out of logic, but Cola might just be hoping to sequence break a bit here. Still can't check the Wasteland because it doesn't have the magic from 30 skulls. I think Cola's at like... I'm not exactly sure how many actually, I'm not sure how many skulls Cola's at. But certainly does not have 30, and we haven't found double magic anywhere yet. Alexis is going to be quite disappointed here by this slingshot. And GTG also has no skulls, as Chance points out, which is not going to help Cola much. Alexis at this point has a pretty solid lead in terms of progression, skulls, and items. Alexis really just looking for Ruta's letter for Go mode. And that could be quite a few places. I'm still really curious where logical explosives went to and where a logical wasteland crossing went. Actually, no, never mind. Our wasteland crossing is in logic now because we do have longshot in logic, and we have magic off 30 skulls is very much in logic now. So it's just a matter. So yeah, ZL's in, Requiem's in, explosives are not though. So we still haven't found that. The sequence breaking here is probably not going to find a whole lot. And Statue Hand was our last key. Just that earlier. Yeah, it's also fair from chat that even if Rudos isn't GTG, that it wouldn't take terribly long for Alexis to head there once he runs out of checks. That's quite possible, yeah. There are only so many places we can go in the game. Right now, I expect Alexis's route is going to be finish Spirit, go to Water Temple, although getting there is going to be a little interesting given our lack of songs to get over there anyway fast. And Kolo's going to check out that lake here with the bean he planted earlier. We'll see if this has our logical explosives, a reasonable chance of it. And Lamproof is... Nope, that's another bow, which doesn't really matter. Our first bow was in Logic in the Well. Kola's running really hard out of checks here, so I expect he'll go check 10 skulls shortly after this if this is nothing. Or even if this is logical explosives, they still don't do much for him, so I'd expect he ends up in there one way or the other. And then that'll get him on the path to progression. Unfortunately, Alexis has had this hookshot for close to half an hour, and has a pretty good-sized lead as... Nope, nothing on adult fishing. I am not surprised. Remains a question of where are our logical explosives, because we have yet to find them somehow. I think they have to be hookshot locked, almost, unless it's hookshot locked or on lens game, because I think we've seen everything in the game that isn't hookshot locked other than the lens game. I would very much not rush ice. Alder Temple could be our first hookshot. It could be our first bomb bag, actually. There's a couple of checks still outstanding in there, although we have Darkling River both hinted to be junk items. We have first chest of fire. Yeah. Some other random things I'm currently forgetting. We are on Twin River now here for Alexis. And there's that Valley to Go path again for Cola, which we knew earlier. Longshot was on TG, Trixie. So the only available hookshot in this seed is on 10 skulls, and I think Cola is going to her last location basically here. Because I'm not sure what else he has left in the game, in or out of Logic at this point. Well, I guess out of Logic OGC, but... And OGC would be kind of a root spot for Alexis. We know that Alexis does know where his strength 3 is. It's on Well Dead Hand, but it doesn't unlock a lot of checks, so it might not be a priority. As I realized just now, looking at things again, that Ganon's Castle will be open here after we beat Twin River for Alexis, so I am assuming that's where he goes next. Thing on OGC, it looks like, so it's Cola is having a think as to what's left. Where do I get skulls? I don't, because I'm assuming he doesn't quite have 10 yet. I'm not sure what his current count is, but Cola needs to catch up. And Twin River, just a vanilla heart container. Need for Alexis as expected here. That's going to be a Ganon's play. Or either Ganon's into or water, actually, because both are available, but actually doing neither of those things, as I say that. Okay, proving me wrong on several accounts. Let's see where Alexis goes to. Now, I just realized this may be a choice to go to the well to grab that hinted strength 3, because that would make Gan's Castle a much better play, but we'll see here. Chat saying Koa's been going at logic. I'll see what's a bit more. You'd have to. Koa has to know that he's critically in need of a logical hookshot. I'd have to go look for. I'd be looking for that sooner rather than later, given that you've got to find it at some point, and you're, 3 checks in the game, or however many it is for him, have to have it. Which is why he's turning in this clue check. This isn't logic, I realize. Alexis is going to find his out of logic bomb bag. And this is an out of logic ice play for Kolo. It's getting skulls, grabbing Sunsong, which will make skulls easier. Trying to just find something to help with the seed, which unfortunately, we know he will not find anything of appreciable use in here, sadly. Our no mode is Rudo's letter, and it obviously can't be. Oh, and right, Alexis is also going to get the song here, which is either Bolero or Serenade, and if it's Bolero, it'll get him Serenade in the Adult Crater. Because no one's been able to check a Crater song until about half an hour ago for Alexis when he got that hook shot, at which point he had other things to do. The other Dark Link hint, Bolero and OOT, which means that Serenade is in the Crater. Yeah, that hook shot in 10 skulls is going to be 100% a hard last location for Kole at this point. I think he's done everything else that's in logic, other than Len's game, which understandably he's not going for all that hard. It's only so hard he can go for it, given that it's locked behind 30 skulls. This certainly is a seed of all time. I'm not sure. I'm fairly sure I've seen worse, but this is pretty bad. Skull Kitten, thanks. Like, 10 Skulls Hookshot is not the worst, honestly. It's a little annoying to route, especially when you don't have a Sun Song, but it's not all that bad. Cola's just hasn't gotten all of them yet. The game gave you a bottle and a boomerang to note it fairly early, so. And Alexis probably rolling his eyes a bit at that well to Baronade path, because he knew that for that boomerang. Yes, I did not catch what was on the iceberg there for Cola. Whatever it is, he doesn't want it. Yeah, Alexis is going back into the well because he knows Strength 3 is here, and he knows that He knows that Strength 3 is in here. Ganon has to be on his to-do list. He could technically go to Water Temple, but the thing with Water is that it's only 4 items in total, and 2 of them are hinted dead. So he might not be very enthusiastic about heading in there right now, and I wouldn't blame him on that one. Alexis also knows that there is another big chest besides the hinted Strength 3 here in the well, because he saw that earlier on the bomb lock check. We know it's Thin's Fire, which is completely useless, but he doesn't know that. Well, we know it's logically useless, although it'll actually allow Alexis to do Shadow Trowel 2 once he gets his magic meter. Because doesn't have that yet either, due to the seed being a seed. And big chest for Cola. That's right, that was another bottle for Alexis. And this might be a hammer or hover boots or something for Cola. Maybe I don't know. Goron tunic. Nope, double defense, that'll do it too. Finding a hammer would be fine for Cola right now because he can't get into Fire Temple. Oh, we also have outstanding gold skill, I guess, for that. But yeah, there's a couple different bait major items we could still get. We're missing our still missing our wherever that spawn back technically wherever that's at. Missing a bow, double magic, yeah, there's a few items outstanding, but none of them something really Cola wants to see, honestly. And there's that Strength 3 for Alexis, who is going to play Prelude and get out of here. Alexis trying to play Bolero and then realized, oh right, or trying to play Serenade and then realized, oh right, I got Bolero. I need to play Bolero to get Serenade, so that's what he's doing here. Now he's going to beat Water Temple. See if he can find the other 2 items in there, and then just probably go Ganon's, honestly, if Splitter isn't in water. And we'll also grab another skull while he's here. Good idea. Up to 20 skulls. The end of the scene might just turn into a really slow skulls hunt for the end for Alexis. Unfortunately, without Sensong, it's not really a good way to get another 10 skulls for what is probably might be technical go mode, probably inventory go mode at this rate. Since none of the skulls in water are really anywhere convenient, and Alexis will not be going out of his way to pick them up. Oh yeah, and Koa no bombs for ground jump, but so has to do glitchless jump strats here in the ice cavern. There we go. Water map chest is our first key. As a refresher for those who missed it earlier, we know that Rock Link River Chest are both junk items, and that the central pillar is a small key. Logically, this place might be double loop Zora Tunic locked, but we do have both wallets, so as well as the Zora Tunic. It's not a big deal, as there's Sunsong for Koa, which will at least help him get skulls a little faster. But it's not going to make it. It's not going to catch him up at this point. I unfortunately am not seeing a good way for Kola to catch up. He's pretty far behind at this rate, and hard last locationing this Hookshot really isn't helping. Because Alexis got it at about an hour and 5 minutes. That was 40 minutes ago, and has been doing almost nothing but progression since. Kola is still doing all kinds of everything checks, looking for it, doing out of lot, doing no, not out of logic. It's fully in logic. This is Series 0 star. This is unhinted skull mask. I think Kola will find his hookshot sub 2 hours. Segue. I don't think he has enough checks left in the game to not find it, but sub 2 to not do 10 skulls sub 2. But as he's going for Child Knight CAC now. But this is a very, very late hookshot for him, and Kola is not going to feel good when he sees it. I guess the one thing that might help Kola is if Skull Mask ends up being the Ruda's letter, and Alexis finds a hammer or something in Ganon's that could help. But otherwise, Kola's trying to set a substantially behind in progression right now. Hasn't been able to even set foot in Forest. Hasn't been able to finish Spirit. Can't get into Water Temple. There's 10 skulls finally. Is also about 20 skull tokens behind, as there's that boss key for Alexis. Kola at the moment is just several kinds of behind, unfortunately. Has shown us a lot of stuff that isn't progression of any sort or a logical bomb bag. It unfortunately hasn't found anything that helps him particularly in this situation, as he's got 12 skulls now, gonna be at, yeah, just catching up on skulls at this rate. And there's that hookshot finally, just hour 48. I think that was a hard last location there for Kola. Well, okay, basically hard last location, given that the only other thing he could do was, go, would have been to go and collect even more skulls to do 30 skulls for the Lens game, which, yeah. Not an appealing play in the slightest, as he's going to grab a bug in a bottle to go do bug skulls. Yeah. I also realized that Alexis skipped Din's fire in the well. He knows that. I thought he peeked that big chest, so maybe he missaw it. Not a big deal since Din's doesn't do a whole lot, but something to note, I suppose. Din's is logically useless. It would have gotten him Shadow Trial too, but well, we still don't have that magic meter in our inventory yet, so not a big deal. Or Alexis does have Din's? Okay, because it's not marked on his personal tracker on his personal stream either. Sunsound Grave is a new check for Kola, although we know this can't be anything. And it's a big chest of uselessness. Nice bomb lock, bomb back game. And is Shoot the Sun another bomb back, actually? I'm really bad at identifying freestanding items, but that looked bag shaped, and we have both wallets. Someone in chat could tell me if I've gone what that was on Shoot the Sun. Yeah, Shoot the Sun is our first logical bomb bag. That's an amazingly bad spot for it. That's locked behind Longshot on Phantom Cannon. That actually does make a lot of sense, but that's a terrible spot. Alright, and it's into Ganna's Castle here. There's a lot of checks here. We can do everything except Shadow Trial 2. So there's a very good chance that there is something in here. 15 checks we can do. At least 13 of them will be items. And speaking of, there are in fact 2 big chests in here containing funny game, gold scale. And oh, nice. Okay, game, that's logically magic locked, but we don't really care. Great. See, it was like 5 minutes of hunting down the last 10 skulls. As Kola is going to go do progression, so we will not see anything new from Kola for the next while. She is up to 16 skulls now, so there's that at least, which we know now is logically required to beat the game, although Alexis no longer cares because he is just a Ruda's letter from Go mode. I went and just checked since this seed is turning out to be a little bit of a slog right now. Next race on the SG main is going to be at 9:15 p.m. Eastern. It's Zelda 1 Randomizer SG Live match, so we've got time. Bets on where Ruda's letter is. Treasure chest game would be hilarious. It it would. It really would. Nerf herder. Nerf herd. Ruda's would be funny. It could be. I said hammer chest earlier would be a really rude spot. Lab dive would be interesting. I mean, there's a lot of places it could be at this point. Could be anywhere in. There's a lot of GTG left we haven't seen. I'm not sure if if Alexis saw the last item in Water Temple. And there's just some like random overworld checks, things like Crater Fairy. If we find a hammer, there's Lab Dive, like I mentioned. A couple of grotto. I think we're missing a grotto or two here and there. Besides that, although her last location in that hookshot really didn't help anything. But and the Alexis setting for us is going to save quit out of the tower. Still has Forest Trial, Water Trial, and Shadow Trial left to do, so he's going to go clear those. Nothing on Forest Trial. And Alexis falling down, not quite what he intended to do there. Yep, and yeah, confirmed he has Dins because evidently he has it in his inventory. Yeah, I figured Virgil, but yeah. Managed to miss it earlier. Okay, there we go. Long-shotting the like and hopping across the platforms too. See what's on here. This is in logic, and it's just a heart. Alright, so Ganon's Castle, not our answer, interestingly. Yeah, had our out of logic magic meter for, although Alexis is happy to see it, but that was it, so we're out. Oh, I remembered another random most overall check we haven't seen yet. Wasteland. Skill mask isn't always hint, but we haven't seen it. It probably is like back Lake Hyrule Castle 2 or something at this rate. We're really low on that hint. We're low on hints. It could also be. It could just be in River too, actually, for the hint because we never saw River hints since the River is foolish, Domain's foolish, Jabu's foolish. And Alexis going to find his second bow here, which this was actually in Logic too. We did have Sphere Zero Beans basically due to the child spawn. Not that it really mattered for Logic. See Lab Dive, which is new check for Alexis and in Logic since he got the gold skill out of late trial. And Cola getting the bait bottle there in Forest Temple. We have all bottles except the one we need, which game's still being very rude. That's not what we wanted. So, I said hammer chest earlier. I might have jinxed it. As oops, Cola falling down there. Having to climb back up. logically opens up one check in GTG, it gets us Crater Fairy, and it gets us Fire Temple, basically. But Alexis is more or less out of appealing plays to do. He can go back to GTG, there's a lot there that's hookshot locked, nobody's checked. We've got GTG, we've got Fire, we've got just random overworld checks. Alexis has some bomb lock, Grottos and Field I don't think he's done yet. Which is, I think, what he's doing right now, given that he's playing Epona Song. Cola making good progress through Forest here. Happy 2 hours, everyone. As we see some checks from both runners we've seen already, please give them both a follow. Thank you to Alexis and Cola for letting us put them on restream. Been a pretty good matchup, pretty good series, although it's not the closest of matches right now, unfortunately, for Cola. And thank you to Virgil and Vern Traveler for doing the tracking, since I am still comsing it today, and this would be a whole lot more boring without some help, without some company. Reminder here, the winner of this match, which is looking currently to be Alexis, unless things go really interestingly weird, which is completely impossible, but very unlikely at this point. Winner of this will be moving on to face Mr. Mario in the finals. We also have the Speedgaming Live in-person event coming up October 23rd through 26th. That'll be in Herndon, Virginia, just outside Washington, D.C. You can find out more info in the Speedgaming Live Discord, which I believe should be linked, not there. Okay, let me go find the invite link. I forget what bot commands do what. But we do have a tournament as part of the SGL main, as part of the SGL in-person event as well. You can find out more information in the SGL OOTR Discord. We do have currently, I believe, I'm going to go check, but I believe, last I checked we had 24 signups, so we'll see that. Yep, we currently have 24 signups. We have a registration cap in place of 32 players this year, but we've got plenty of room left to go, so if people are available and interested in meeting up in person, it's always a great event. And we'd be happy to have you, so you can find out more information about the in-person tournament and how to sign up in the SGL OOTR Discord. To note, that is not the SGL main Discord. We do keep them separate just for ease of organization. Although, if you find yourself in the SGL main Discord and want to find the SGL OOTR Discord, we can point you in the right direction too from there. Back to GTG for Alexis. Might as well. Decent density. And Rudo's letter could be back here somewhere. There is nothing saying that Rudo's letter can't be here. Rudo's letter can, in fact, be pretty much anywhere, actually, since there was nothing in Ice except Sunsong, and that locked nothing too. So... Well, this feels like, but I'm kind of voting Hammer Chest or somewhere in Fire for this letter, in part because Job is foolish, and a bit of confirmation bias, but oftentimes when a dungeon is hinted foolish, that's because it's the last dungeon in the game to beat, logically, and that would definitely qualify here, given that it's locked behind Gan's Castle, which is locked behind Forest, Spirit, and Deku, which is locked behind Explosives, which is locked behind... you know, a whole lot of stuff today. So I would not be surprised if it's hammer locked into Fire somewhere. My voice would probably appreciate it not being in Fire Temple, because 2 hours of solo comms is starting to wear at my voice, but it would be funny from a viewer perspective. This is also not forgetting that invisible chest in GTG like room. We had someone get very badly caught out by that in qualifiers. There's also another small key, and there it is. Go mode for Alexis. Going to be go mode here is going to play actually no, our fastest way is not to play Serenade, it's the safe quit. Took me a second but remembered. Yeah, it's much too late for Cola, unfortunately. As he has beat PG and is about to find his long shot. Alright, Requiem for Cola, who's going to beat Spirit, and then I'd assume probably do a similar route involving Ganons and Water Temple, and eventually make his way back to GTG, or that's at least his plan. Although I don't think he'll end up finding a letter before Alexis finishes, because Alexis will be done in the next 10, depending, 10-15 minutes. Jabu takes, like, well, we do have Rudo on the first floor, but it takes a few minutes to run through here. Alexis has Rerosa and Ganon, so it'll be like 3-4 minutes for that. So yeah, like 10 to 12 minutes, maybe? Well, I say that and I'm looking at the race time room, but that's kind of the rough math. I actually do know what Alexis's finish time is because, surprise, he doesn't take 15 minutes to finish the game. Jabu does not take 15 minutes. King Zora is in the way until he moved. Yeah, was in the way until he moved. Yes, that's how the game works. Yeah. No. Alexis definitely very happy he didn't have to go do 30 skulls for magic, because he's at like 20. I think he has 22 skulls last I checked, which isn't bad. But yeah, it would have just been like a good like 3 or 4 minutes of just running around for skulls, especially because Alexis never got and never will get Sunsong. Wouldn't have bothered getting Sunsong even if he had to get 30 skulls, I think. But he did beat a big Octo here, 210 in, and is off to Baronade. As Kola is has just beaten Twinrova, going to pick up his last stone. And Alexis does get the fast strat as Kola is heading into Ganon's castle, going to find his magic meter and not a whole lot. And magic meter and I guess gold skill for that hammer, huh? But that's about it for what's in here. You need a hammer ultimately, although that did make me worried, so. As we are now on Baronade for Alexis. Very nice fight here, and that is going to be his last required dungeon beaten. Thing on Baronade, there's that magic for Kola. And that gold skill. Going to be Prelude, and then go for Roars to Ganon's and finish off the game as Kola clearing Spirit Trial here. And yes, we knew lighters were in the market. We got that quite a while ago on Big Pose, which was one of our other possible options for Logic, though it didn't end up being there. Yes, Alexis just taking care of a couple things in the back end, so not always as chatty here, since also adminning and things to run, but nice, very nice one-cycle Ganondorf for Alexis. Yep, Villa just clearing out the trials. Sadly, is a little too far behind, but good run to the tournament for him this year, getting all the finals and forcing and forcing a game 3. Not a bad showing at all. Looking forward certainly to seeing him in another tournament. He's been playing in SGL for years, and it's always fun to have him, even if unfortunately this seed just wasn't it for him. 10 skills, not a very appealing play, with especially that inventory they had at the start was really quite bad. But that was unfortunately extremely hard to play with this seed. That is getting down for Alexis, going to finish up the match and move on to finals here with an official racetime.gg time of, just a moment here, official racetime.gg time of 2:16:55. GG's. And that is a dot quit immediately from Cola, quite understandably. GG's to him as well. We will get Alexis in for an interview. Cola has declined since this is now 2:30 in the morning for both of our runners. Shout out to them willing to race at midnight their time. But we will have Alexis join us for an interview shortly. I'll try to do it in English for your sakes, though I may translate at points for your benefit, since Alexis is a French speaker. We'll have him in shortly. Hey yo Alexis, GG.
Hey yo, merci. Thank you.
Yep. Pour le chat, je vais conduire l'interview en anglais, mais je pourrais traduire s'il y a besoin, parce que je sais que c'est assez tard pour toi.
D'accord.
Okay, so yeah, GG's Alexis. What did you think of the seed?
Mon KS. Yeah, these hook shots is so stressful.
Yeah, you, I think that was a logical last location for you, or pretty close.
Yeah, I think I just have Skullmass, I don't have the hint. Skullmass in Logi. And
in Adult
Adult Lake too.
Lake, yeah.
Yeah.
30 Skulls was
Adult
also
Lake.
in Logic, but who's doing
Yeah.
that?
Oh wow, the perfect shit.
Yeah.
One Magic, on CMG. Hook shot.
Yeah, that was 30 out of that would I think there was 35 Skulls in Logic without hookshot.
Yeah.
Or bomb back, because your first bomb back was Shoot the Sun.
Yeah.
I laughed when I saw that.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So we talked about this in race time, but Kula got the hookshot way later than you. He
Okay.
got it at an hour 45.
1 hour 45. 1 hour
Yes.
45?
Wait, count me need to play tot.
Oh. Oh la vache.
He did everything he could in Spirit. He did Ice.
Ah, okay, yes.
He did more checks in GTG. He did Adult Lake. He did Field. He did everything but 10 Skulls. That was
okay.
because you had some out of logic checks without to do for Hookshot 2, which is what Cola did. He did everything out of logic and in logic. There was nothing. I think he had 10 Skulls in Lens game left.
Okay, I see. Nothing out of logic and command was Ruto's letter, so ice isn't an option.
No, by the time Cola went to Ice, we knew it was Ruto's Go mode, so there couldn't be anything there.
Sad.
Yeah, he found double defense. He found double defense, and Sunsong Grave was your last bomb back.
Oh wow. Okay. Let's see if Ten Skull and Nocturne Vanilla.
Yeah.
Terrible. It's so terrible. Ten Skull in this condition in SGL is really hard.
Yeah, no Sunsong because that was in Ice, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we talked about it. Yeah, go ahead, Disley.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, you're gonna say especially what?
Well, not really, but yes, stressful seed with this hookshot, and yeah, even the casino in the end. I do all of this. I scare Ultos letter 3 and Cola get 10 skull easily than me, and Ultos letter just in the road and they never do DC. Big scare about that.
Yeah, I mean, DC was a pretty easy play for you both. I thought DC would have your first bomb bag, your vanilla bomb bag, to be honestly.
Yeah.
I saw that big chest on the bomb bag chest and went, oh, vanilla bomb bag? But no,
yeah,
BGS.
but no. Yeah. Yeah, expected to find first bomb bag or the better was hookshot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was surprised.
But nothing.
No. Yeah, because yeah, Cola doesn't like to do skulls without items, as we were talking in the race time. Which he had like, I think he had like two. He only had like 2 or 3 skulls at the hour mark. Maybe he was really behind you on that.
Okay.
But because the first hour you were really close, Alexis, because you didn't have really any items to start.
Yeah.
You were just looking for things to do.
Yeah. Honestly, my big surprise is DQ. Nothing in DQ.
Oh yeah, I was surprised too.
Yeah.
Just
I was so happy. Yeah, I was so happy when I find Cockyrus Sword in Valley and I see DQ useless. Not useless because it's required, but no item in DQ. I think. Okay. And Minuet in Saria, so yeah, it's not really a big advantage. Cookier's Sword in Valley.
Yeah, Cola got it later, I think, but it didn't make a difference. Because again, nothing there. But really, the seed got moving once you found that hookshot at just over 1 hour, Alexis. And Cola never caught back up, unfortunately.
Sad. Free game and we didn't get a close one, unfortunately.
Nope.
Fortunate, but it was cool. In any case.
Yeah, it was
Anyway.
a good match. Yeah, it was a good match. Do you have any other questions?
No, I think it's all good.
Yeah,
I think it's all good,
GG's.
yes.
I
Thank
won't
you.
keep you since I know it's 2 a.m.
Yeah. And I need to wake at 8 a.m.
Yes.
30, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
a
go
child,
get
I
some
have
sleep.
classes.
Yeah, but GG's, et bonne chance pour les finales.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Some flashback to Mix Pool Tourney. Lol.
Ah oui. T'as
Yeah.
joué contre Mario dans les mixed pools aussi?
Yeah, en finale, pareil, same.
Oh, nice. I actually missed it because I don't follow mixed pools, but Alexis raced Mario in mixed pools as well in finals. So, rematch.
And in finale, he gets me, Mario, so let's take my revenge, maybe? Maybe. We will see.
Yep, so good luck on that, and
Thank you.
have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good night to everyone. Thanks for the stream.
Alright, so then GG's again here to our runners. Please give them a follow, Alexis and Cola. Thank you to our trackers as well, Virgil and Warren Trailer, for doing the tracking and keeping me company here. That is going to be it here for us tonight. For OTR, we'll keep an eye out on the schedule for the SG schedule there for our finals, which will be coming up here in the next week or so between Cola and Mario once they get those scheduled. We've also got plenty of other things happening on the Speed Gaming networks. Coming up in about half an hour here on this channel, we'll have a match out of the Zelda 1 Randomizer's Speed Gaming Live online tournament. That'll be between the Pirates Sheep and Sis Crusher. That is the first in a doubleheader because they'll then have Kathy JD versus Equations at 11:15 p.m. Eastern right after that. And they might also, if they can get a crew together, we'll have Diane versus Boogie for Z1R at 10 p.m. Eastern over on SG3, among other things happening on the SG channels. There's a Z2R SGL match coming up here as well. That'll be at 9:45 Eastern if I can find their that'll be at 9:45 Eastern on SG2 between Jake Cooper and Tabby Orange, along with plenty of other things. I know there's Chrono Triggers, Super Metroid, and a number of other items on the schedule to keep an eye out for. But for now, that'll be it here for us. Thank you for watching, and have a good night!